back to Blue Tail Survival. My name is Matt. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. It's been a while since Blue Tail Survival's done any videos. Here to tell you, we have a shit ton coming your way. Hope you enjoy them. Gonna give you guys kind of an outline of what you've got coming up next. Also, we are going to do a episode 2 of Desatoya Wilderness for Exploring Nevada. It'll be kind of like a Exploring Nevada 2.0 type thing. We're going to go back out to Desatoya. Paul's coming this time, and I kind of wanted to do a gear loadout. Paul and I kind of talked about it, and we were going to kind of commit to a 10 Caesar survival type thing. So I'm going to do a loadout for that, and we are going to actually dive right into that. So we're going back out to Desatoya. You saw that in episode 2 of Exploring Nevada. We're going to try to push a little bit higher into the mountains. We're really looking for a water source. Can't tell you why we're looking for a water source. Just call this Exploring Nevada Desatoya 2.0 aquatic desert type thing. It's really going to be revolving around water. So for the loadout, we're going to drive right in. Like I said, we're going to be doing the 10 Caesar survival. Sorry, I have a note card because there's a lot of stuff coming. 10 Caesar survival, cover. We're going to go over cover. If you guys watch the evolution of 10 Caesar survival on Dave Canterbury's website, he kind of explains to you that even though you have the 5 Caesar survival or the 10 Caesar survival, it doesn't mean that you only have 5 items or 10 items. And we're going to kind of express that here during this trip. So we'll start with cover. For cover, I'm taking a space blanket with me. This is the same space blanket that you've seen every trip we've gone on. I brought the tarp during the survival challenge. That's the only time. Every other time it's been a space blanket. This is a reusable universal space blanket. This was military issue, I don't know, back in like the 90s or something like that. I have a bunch of them from my dad's stockpile. This will be going with me, and this is going to be my main top cover realistically, because I'm not anticipating rain, and if I do, I have some stuff to prepare for that. So I'll be bringing a space blanket with me. Something that's not really covered, and I guess it goes under cover, is like kind of your sleeping situation. So I'll be covering the sleeping bag and how I'm going to roll with that. So I'm going to take a second stab at a hammock. I am bringing the hammock this time, and if you saw episode 2 of Exploring Nevada for Desatoya, I did do a hammock, but I ran sapling or trunks or sticks or whatever through the loops to kind of make it a more rigid hammock. I'm not going to do it this time because it was causing too many problems. So I'm just going to run with the hammock this time. No sticks in the loops. I am going to bring a sleep pad again, and this is just a generic Army issued sleep pad. Shitty thing about that is eventually I do have to give that back, but it's a blow up sleep pad with like some foam in the middle. Whatever. Apparently it works. The Army issues it. My main sleeping bag is going to be the same snug pack that I brought to Desatoya last time. I think this is rated at like 32 degrees or something like that, which should be more than enough. Obviously it wasn't last time, even with all the stuff I had. So I'll be bringing the snug pack, sleeping bag. As always, I don't, go lay down. Really? Go lay down. That's Jaeger. Go. No. Okay. Okay, he's coming. Can't stop it. I'll be bringing the gor-tex, baby. This comes with me everywhere. I don't go anywhere without this. This thing's amazing. It's just a waterproof shell for your sleeping bag. It traps heat. It does all sorts of stuff. So I love this. So I'll be bringing that. Hey, go outside. Outside. Go on. Go. Okay, he's sticking around for a minute. What else do I got? And then I'm bringing the wool blanket again. I'm going to tell you this right now. I took this on the Winter Survival Challenge against Paul, and I took this on Desatoya the first time. This is a 15% wool blanket from Sportsman's Warehouse. I think it was $20, or excuse me, not 15%. Wow, I screwed that up. This is 55% for $15, and that's exactly what you're getting. This wool blanket is not great at all. I literally, like, I'll go stand outside in my backyard and I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. I'm bringing this just as an extra thing. This may get nixed, and I may bring a military whoopee. I'm not for sure yet. I will tell you this right now, I'm not going to do like any sort of review on this. If you want a wool blanket for bushcraft and outdoor stuff, do not buy the $15 one, or $15 one from Sportsman's Warehouse, because it sucks. Alright, I'm bringing it, whatever. Alright, that covers cover. Next we're going to move into container. I'll be bringing a Hydro Flask, and I love this thing. The only thing this is good for is keeping your drink cold. You can't boil it. It's vacuum sealed and double insulated, so you can't boil it because you'll ruin all of that. But it does keep your stuff really, really cold. I'll be bringing that as my main drinking source, and then I will be be bringing my Stanley cook pot. This thing is growing more and more awesome as I use it. I actually use this for the military. When we go train, I'll bring my Primus stove and I'll make coffee. I boiled a whole bunch of hot dogs in a couple of minutes for my squad. So this thing rocks. I think I talked about it. I took the plastic piece off that normally goes through the loop in the top, so you can grab it, take the top off, and I put some I don't know, Dad's stockpile wire. I just put that on that. Kind of hangs off to the side. It doesn't get overly hot, so I can remove the lid when I need to. But this Stanley pot is just dominating. It works awesome with the Primus stove from Walmart, and you can just throw it directly in the fire, as you saw in the wilderness, or the high desert winter survival challenge. Those will be my two sources of water. For cordage, I have a cordage kit, you know, and I don't like to break it down a whole bunch, so I'm bringing it all. I'm not going to use nearly all of it, but this is what I am bringing. I'm bringing 550 cord, and I have a bunch of little rolls of this. I have no idea what length these are at this point, because I haven't bought 550 cord in a long time, and I've been using a ton of it. I used like 96 feet during the Winter Survival Challenge, so that remaining 4 feet is probably in here somewhere. Something that's really good for guy lines at night is this guy line from Walmart, because it's so reflective. I do use this quite a bit. We'll be using this some more. And some other stuff I kind of wanted to pick up at Walmart. I can't remember where I saw it on YouTube, but I was like, oh, hemp. I found this roll of twisted jute twine, which I mean, maybe that's not hemp, but it's twisted jute twine. It's pretty strong. I used it in the Desatoya video last time to actually tie down my windscreen, and it worked totally fine. So I'll be bringing that again. And like I said, I may not use all of that. Excuse me. But I am bringing all of that just because it's kind of my cordage kit. So I bring that with me. Combustion. I'll be bringing my fire kit and my mini inferno kit. And I'll show you the mini inferno kit real quick. I got this in I can't remember if I got this in Battle Box or a Pocket Box, but what it is, it's these 6 wafers that are impregnated with wax, kind of full of lighter fluid. This kind of isn't really my thing. Fire starters aren't really my thing. I try to go as primitive as I can. This is more of an emergency type thing, but we are going to put this stuff to the test. I have a whole bunch of plans for this to see how much it can actually light on fire. So we're going to do simulated scenarios where this is all you have. You don't have a cutting tool or something like that, to see if you can get a fire started. So you don't have a cutting tool of any sort, so you can't get like small kindling or anything like that. I want to see if one of these will actually light like semi-big logs, big logs. And then another big thing I want to do is I'm going to soak kindling and tinder in water to simulate like a bad rainstorm, and see if this stuff will actually burn long enough to get that going. As for my fire kit, I always bring something to char some cloth. This thing is so temperamental. There we go. So I always have some cotton in here. You can see I kind of failed. I was doing a demo on a camping trip and most definitely was drinking at how to make char cloth. So I'm going to have to redo that video. Carolina, I promise you I'm going to redo that video. But we're gonna make some char cloth out of that. And then as far as my fire kit goes, really, he's an asshole. I love him to death, but he's an asshole. As far as my fire kit goes, I just have a little mini tin. I have a bunch of cotton so that I can turn into char cloth down the road. I always carry a Bic lighter with me. I have a fire steel, and this is the same one I used during the Winter Survival Challenge. I absolutely know this works. I can't remember what these are called, but I've got two. I think they're like quick tabs. Basically, it's just cottonness soaked in lighter fluid, and that's just really for emergencies. There's some char cloth. Before I got one of the knives that I'm going to show you here in a minute, I didn't have a knife that was capable of striking a ferro rod. So I took this off of I accidentally melted a Bear Grylls fire starter on my wood burning stove, and pretty much destroyed it. So I was like, hey, I'll take the striker, and I throw it in there. So that's an emergency type thing. Something I'm really big into right now is the flint and steel, and I really like starting fires like this. I actually almost like this more than a ferrocerium rod, because I feel it's like if you use a char cloth, it's easier to get this going and blow a fire than it is to do a ferro rod on tinder that you're not familiar with. So that's pretty much my fire kit, and that covers all combustion. So that covers combustion. We've covered cover, container, cordage, combustion, candling. So I have a Coleman headlamp that I got from Walmart probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I've had to change batteries obviously several times. The bulbs are fine. I love this thing. The only bad thing about it is it doesn't have a red lens or a red light, and I think the only person that really bothers is Troy. This takes AAAs. I'll be bringing this with me. I also got a Duracell 1300 lumen flashlight from Costco for like $15. Maybe it was 20, maybe it was 25. It doesn't matter. It was 1300 lumens. Obviously, this isn't like a primary light source or a primary candling source. This is more of like a camping flashlight, but I do bring this with me because it is freaking awesome. I've had 2 people since I bought this say, no, my flashlight's better, and then I take this 1300 lumens out and I punk them, destroy them. So this will be coming with me. That's another source of candling. So that's the 2 right there. I have $1 or 99-cent thing from Walmart that clips to your hat. That'll probably go, but we're not going to review that or anything like that. So canvas needle, cotton, and compass. I don't have a canvas needle. I already talked about my cotton, which is the bandanas, and then the compass. So the way we camp, I'm actually really comfortable with kind of my north-seeking arrow. We don't go anywhere with maps, so like a compass is kind of like pointless. If I know where north is, I know where I am, and I know where I need to go. However, in this little kit right here, this is kind of like a 10 C's plus kit, I guess you could say. So I do carry a button compass in there. As far as a canvas needle, I do not carry a canvas needle, but what I do carry, and I got these from a pocket box, is a some sort of wire awl. I'm not sure. It was for teaching you how to make a bark basket, which look that up because I'm not gonna go into that. But basically, it's just an awl, and then they give you a piece of copper wire that you kind of got to hammer into shape. And this is kind of my needle, and it's for the bark. This would be for really, really big stuff, like my bag, which I forgot to talk about. I'll show you that in a second. But as far as uniform stuff, I do have, as part of this, I have like a little mini Altoids tin, and I do carry 2 different spools of thread and some needles. So I mean, realistically, I think that's kind of enough. As far as sewing goes, I got that big needle and then a bunch of little needles, and I can always gut some 550 cord to make thread for bigger stuff, and then I've got the regular sewing thread for like holes in my pockets or in my uniform and stuff like that. So that's not a big deal. This, I guess, could double as a container. I could empty this out and transport some water. not something that I really cover. Best part of this is the cutting tools. So we'll dive into cutting tools for this trip. You'll see some knives here, disregard those. I'm bringing a Swiss Army knife, a fixed blade knife, a neck knife, a folding saw, and a hatchet. So we'll talk about the hatchet first. I am in the military and I re-enlisted for 6 years, and on top of a monetary bonus, I got this hatchet. I've never used it until tonight because, I mean, look at it. What are you going to do with this? Nothing. Wrong. I made an atlatl tonight. It's wood. It did the job. It really sucked at it because I thought the factory edge was a little bit better than it was. It's not. So I need to put this on the work sharp. I will be bringing this unless my Condor Greenland pattern axe shows up, and that is a 26-inch axe with a 7-inch head. If that shows up in time, I'll take that out there. We'll do kind of a comparison with Paul's new Killer Dragon axe. Yeah, I want to do this, and I'll tell you why I want to do this in a minute, but I need a hatchet now because of my knife choice. So a hatchet or an axe of some sort is going to be coming with me in my 10Cs, even my 5Cs bag from now on. I used to subscribe to BattleBox. I transferred over to a Pocket Box, and in one of the boxes, Creek Stewart sent me this folding saw, and right out of the gate, I can tell you I'm not like overly impressed with it. I pay $50 every 2 months for this box, and this is one of the items that came. The saw seems really flimsy to me. The locking mechanism is crooked. It's got a good handle, good shape, and stuff like that. It says Creek on it, and I know Creek Stewart didn't make it, so he bought it from somebody and slapped his name on it. But we'll see how this works. I normally take a Fisker saw from Home Depot with me, and that's nothing to brag about either. We'll test this bad boy out. Swiss Army knife, kind of just a folding pocket knife. I have a Swiss Army knife camper, and the reason I got this is I wanted the minimum amount of blades with the items that I wanted, and what I wanted was a main blade, a saw, and an awl. That's got it. It's got it right here. It also has a screwdriver, a bottle opener, and a wine bottle opener. I don't ever use that shit. The tweezers I might use at some point. The toothpick I've used a couple times, no big deal. Those are the three things that I wanted out of a knife. I paid $25 for this at Sportsman's Warehouse. So that's kind of like my folding knife. During the Winter Survival Challenge, it was cold, it was January, and I was wearing big gloves. I was carrying the Becker BK10, that was my fixed blade. I was carrying a Dozier Folding Hunter, not this one, but one of these as my backup knife, and I had a multi-tool as, we had a multi-tool category, so we go. So we brought multi-tools. It was really wet. You couldn't really make any stakes because everything was just kind of like, not dry rotted, but just too flimsy to make tent stakes and stuff like that. So I used a lot of 550 cord. When I was cutting the 550 cord, I was going in and out of my pocket all day because, like I said, I used like 96 out of 100 feet. Getting in and out of my pocket for a folding knife with those big gloves on wasn't impossible, but it was inconvenient. So I said, why not look into a neck knife? And basically I found that one of the cheapest neck knives I could find, and this is the CRKT Minimalist Bowie. And the idea behind this is I'm not going to carve feather sticks, I'm not going to process game, I'm not going to baton wood, I'm not going to strike a fire steel. It does strike a fire steel. But I'm not going to do any of that. The idea behind it is I'm working, I need to cut some 550 cord, I cut the 550 cord, I put it away, and it's a done deal. That's the idea behind this. It's a convenience blade. So I'll be bringing that. Main blade I'm bringing with me is, and then this is like, I love this knife. Haven't used it yet, but I've been wanting this knife for like 8 months. This is the SK5 Blackbird from Ontario. This is the same knife that Creek Stewart carries on Fat Guys in the Woods. It's 154 cm. It's a relatively hard steel. It's an upper echelon steel. It's got an incredible 90-degree spine that we're definitely going to use out there. Stainless steel blade. It's got G10 handles. Fit and finish was never a big deal to me. until I got this knife, because I have a bunch of knives and fit and finish wasn't a big deal. It was like, yeah, it's good enough. But I get this and everything is just flush. The blade is straight. The grind is gorgeous. The only bad thing about this blade is the sheath. And it's like that Cordura shit, which I'll replace. I'm going on a deployment here soon. When I get back, I'll replace that with Patriot Leatherworks. I'm really excited to use this knife. The reason I'm bringing a hatchet now, because it is 154 cm, and I've read a few situations where this has chipped from excessive batoning. What are you doing? So this is a wood carving, light batoning, general field knife. I don't want to do any heavy stuff with it. I've seen Gideon's Tactical. I've seen Everyday Tactical vids. And I think Wingman 115 does videos where they baton some pretty heavy shit. I know it can do it. I'm not going to risk it. That's why I'm bringing an axe or a hatchet to kind of augment that. So that's my loadout. I want to talk about the bag real quick. This is a Diamondback Tactical. No idea how big it is, how many liters, cubic inches, or whatnot. I've had this bag since 2004. This bag has been to Iraq. It's been to Afghanistan, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Jamaica, every annual training, every Las Vegas mission trip. This black bag is savage. I did at some point, I can't remember when, I lost a zipper. It just got all janked up. I took it down to one of the local seamstresses. They put some Velcro on it. They don't make this bag anymore, which sucks because I actually would buy a second bag like this. This bag was actually almost coyote tan or coyote brown when I bought it, and it is like desert tan now. This bag's amazing. It is huge. I can fit all sorts of shit in it. You can see I've got molly pouches coming out everywhere, but they don't make it anymore. But this will be the bag I'm taking on this trip, and I'm probably going to take that overseas just so I can check another country off the block for that. So that's my loadout. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be going here in a couple weeks to Desatoya. Don't miss it. We're going to play with all this stuff. We have a lot of videos prepped for that. We're going to do some solar stills. We're going to test out a ram pump. Paul asked me to bring my recurve bow because we're going to do a little skills challenge. I want to build an atlatl. We got the fire starting stuff. 4 people are coming on this trip. We're going to have 4 different types of shelters. So it's going to be a good video. It's going to be 3 days, 2 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So definitely, if you're into that type of thing, check it out. I do apologize for not doing any videos. It's been crazy busy, but you're about to get video bombed. So Matt with Blue Tail Survival, signing off.